This is Glenn McGrady. I'm here at Kean University with Breanna Stewart of Cicero-North Syracuse High School. When did you start to play basketball?
I started playing basketball, it was like second or third grade in like a community organized league. It was nothing special at that time, but it's like a lower level, like a little kids league, rec league.
And in your school district, are you allowed to be on the high school team as an 8th grader, and if so, were you?
Yeah, you're allowed to be on the high school team as an 8th grader as long as you meet like certain requirements. And I was on varsity team as an 8th grader.
I've seen you play. I've seen you play in high school last year, perhaps one of your worst games when you lost to Shenendehowa. And I saw you play 3 or 4 or 5 times on the U17 team this summer, so I'm familiar with your game. First of all, let's talk about your height. How tall are you?
I think right now I'm 6'4". I was 6'3", but I think I've grown more towards 6'4" side.
So you think you've still been growing?
Yeah, not much, but I think I've grown that extra inch or so.
One thing I noticed right away with you, you have a very strong left hand. Now you shoot jumpers and free throws righty, but you almost look like you prefer to go left on a layup. When did you start practicing your offhand?
I don't know. It was once like my left hand wasn't as good at one point, so then I worked on that and made it really good. And now I just sometimes prefer to go to my left side than my right side when I'm close to the basket like that.
Well, how old were you, or what grade were you in when you started working seriously on your left hand?
Probably like 12, 13, 14, one of those.
You also have very good back to the basket footwork, drop step, reverse drop step, duck under, whatever you call it. Most high school students aren't very good at that. Where did you learn these moves? Someone had to teach these to you, I assume.
Yeah, it was watching them on TV, the college teams play, watching them do their moves, especially the posts, and with the help of my coaches and my dad, they go in the gym and work on post moves or facing to the basket or anything like that.
Was there any particular college player that you emulated?
Not in particular. It was more of the men's college when I watched it at the beginning. And like a Tim Duncan, I watched him with his back to the basket. It's good.
And then you just practice these moves in the gym?
Yeah.
I'll ask you, what positions do you play on your high school team?
On my high school team, I generally will start off with the 5, jump ball and stuff. But I believe I'm versatile enough that if I need to bring the ball up the court, that I can. And I don't know, I kind of like roam. I roam around. I mean, I'll go in the post and post up, and that's like my main thing. But I'll come out and shoot or dribble up the court.
Do you prefer any one position over the other, or one place on the floor over the other?
Not really. I mean, I like to go inside and out, like 3-4 position. I mean, I'm not really a 5, but I will play 5 for the high school team. But on other teams, I'll play 4, and I think I can go to the 3.
Looking ahead to college, do you have a position preference for college? Or?
I think I just do whatever they needed me to do. I mean, if they need me to go in the post, I'm going in the post. If they need me to go on the outside, I'm going on the outside.
Another thing that's obvious to someone who watches you a few games, you block a lot of shots. Let's say you were 6'3" the last time I saw you this summer. You block more shots than the average 6'3" player should block.
Yeah.
How do you account for that?
I think my long arms definitely help me out. People, I don't know if they don't realize it when they're going up for a shot, because I can just put my arm up and it'll be right near the ball, and I can usually get enough timing and block it.
I noticed in at least one or maybe 2 of the games this summer with USA basketball, you got in foul trouble. Uh, do you think you were trying a little bit too hard sometimes to block shots, or was it something other?
Yeah, I think I was trying too hard to block shots at sometimes. I mean, I have to learn when there's a time to go and try to block the shot and a time to just play straight up D.
How about three-point shots? How many three-point shots would you say you averaged a game over your past couple of years in high school?
Well, my first year I didn't take any, and my last two I think I've been creeping up to taking more three-point shots. And this past summer, when I was done with USA and all that, I've been trying to work on my outside shot, so I can get the defense to come out at me, and then I can drive or I can shoot the three-pointer. But I mean, at least a couple game.
So you're still working on your three-point shot.
Mhm.
Let me just switch to a non-basketball topic. Fans are funny. They're interested in nicknames. Do you happen to have a nickname that people call you, friends or family?
Well, my high school team, they call me Bean. Some of them that started in 8th grade, and I have no idea why.
You mean Bean, B-E-A-N?
Yeah. They just call me that. And then on my USA team, they call me 6'10" because I have 6'10" wingspan.
How about your name, Breanna? Do people call you Breanna, or do they shorten that to something else?
Some people call me Breanna, but it's more like in school, teachers. But usually a lot of people call me Bree.
So people do call you Bree.
Yeah.
When you played U17 ball this summer, I know you played the prior summer also, and you were one of the younger players on that team. Could you feel the competition difference from the high school level or the AAU level? How tough is that international ball?
It's definitely more physical. I mean, you don't know like how physical it is until you get there, and then when you come back here, you'll get in foul trouble really easily. Like we had Nike Nationals right after we were in France, and it was so hard because we're used to like banging each other around, and the refs here will call whistles for that when the refs in France will just let you play.
So you do notice a difference in the reffing strictness.
And the physicality level.
Another little niche question. Do you lift weights, either you personally or your high school team?
Yeah, I've been lifting weights like throughout the summer when I can, and then during the off season. And with my team, we try to do it twice a week at least if we can get in the weight room and lift.
I ask because in my day, no one playing basketball lifted weights, but virtually all the colleges now seem to do it. Do you think it helps?
Yeah, it definitely helps. You're jumping, everything. I mean, dribbling.
I'd like to move into the recruiting process and then discuss colleges, at least in general, because people are interested in that. I mean, you are the top-ranked recruit in the class of 2012 by some services, and the services who don't rank you number one rank you number two. So you're a very highly sought-after recruit. How old were you, or what grade were you in when you first noticed serious college interest in you?
I think I was going into my freshman year. And I started playing with the Philly Bells, and things kind of just rocketed from there. I don't know how a better word to describe it.
So you think that they first caught your eye, or you caught their eye, after the 8th grade playing on club ball?
Yeah. I mean, I played for a local team, and then once I played for Philly Bells, which is more of a national AAU team, it kind of publicized myself a little bit.
Just for the viewers' interest or education, if they don't know, high school players have 5 official visits they're entitled to take. And official visits basically means the school pays the expenses, but you can't go on any of those until your senior year. Prior to that, you can go on so-called unofficial visits, meaning you pay the freight or your family does, And you can do as many of those as you want, I suppose. Could you tell us what schools you've gone to on unofficial visits?
I've gone to Syracuse, it's my hometown, North Carolina, Duke, Penn State, Maryland, Connecticut, and I feel bad when I don't remember these, but
Okay, it's not a test. You've been to quite a few.
maybe that's it.
Of those schools you just named to us, do you have what you would call a firm offer from one or more of those schools?
Yeah, I believe I have offers from all of them.
From all of those? Well, let me mention a couple that you didn't name, and I'm just going down some of the schools that are in the current top 10. I'm just interested in whether you have offers or what you think are offers from them. Of the schools you didn't mention. Baylor?
Baylor, I've never really came in contact with them. I mean, I have my list out to 10, so.
Well, I don't know your list. Let me ask you my list. Stanford.
I talked to them a while back, but it's kind of like I don't want to travel that far.
Tennessee, big program.
Tennessee, I'm interested in Tennessee, and I believe I have an offer from them.
Have the Tennessee coaches been to your high school to look at you?
Yes, they went to my high school 2 weeks ago.
UCLA,
It's too far.
Texas A&M.
I haven't really considered them.
All right. You raised a geographical issue. Some players want to stay really close to home, like right next door. Other players kind of want to stay in the region. Other players go across the country. Doesn't matter. Do you fall into any of those categories?
I think I'm more on the East Coast, but I do have one school that's in the middle of the country.
Is that a school we've talked about?
No.
Do you care to mention that name?
Notre Dame.
Notre Dame. I didn't realize you had narrowed your list to 10.
I mean, I can tell you if you want.
No. Could you narrow it further than 10, or is it a 10 at the moment?
No, right now it's just 10.
All right, one last question. Some of the recruits go all the way through that official visit thing and postpone the decision until November of their senior year. That's with the signing, the letter of intent signing day. Do you anticipate going through that whole process, or do you anticipate making a decision sometime based upon your unofficial visits and your knowledge?
I think that I'll probably make my decision based on my unofficial visits. I mean, I've gone to 6 out of the 10 schools already, and I don't think I'm going to need to wait until my senior year to decide where I want to go.
So why don't you remind us of the 6 schools that you have visited that you are interested in unofficially?
North Carolina, Duke, Penn State, Maryland, Connecticut, and Syracuse.
Okay, well, I'd like to wish you good luck in the remainder of your high school season, and good luck in the recruiting process, and good luck as it continues on. Thank you very much.